Hey everybody, Scary Spikes here, and welcome to another video. Today we're in Forza Horizon 4, or Forza, whichever way you want to say it, and we're going to be teaching you how to get a ridiculous amount of skill points, and also quite a bit of money as well. Now, this is a method that's been discussed very widely on the internet, but I'm going to try to keep this video short and sweet and to the point so that you can be as efficient as you can, and hopefully this will not be patched by the time you're willing to try it. Now it's May the 4th today, and it's still not patched, so that's pretty good. And by the way, May the 4th be with you. For all those Star Wars fans out there, we're going to go ahead and choose the 5 Turbo from Renault. We're going to be using that car. If you don't have it, go ahead and buy it off the auction house. It's not very expensive, and it's the car that is most efficient for this particular method. By the way, if you don't have Fair Lawn Manor, I would recommend you grind a little bit of cash and go ahead and buy it because it lets you fast travel all over the map. So speaking of which, we're going to go ahead and fast travel over to Edinboro City Sprint. This is the track that we'll be using for this particular event, this particular glitch. It's not really a glitch, honestly. I mean, in a way it kind of is, but you're using the game's own mechanics, so you should be pretty safe to be doing this. Anyway, go ahead and enter the event. You'll want to go over to custom events, and I want to see if I've got this in favorites, but I don't think I do. Nope, so we're gonna have to go over to all-time greats. So let's go over to that, and hopefully it'll be there. These are pretty good events, but they are not for this particular circuit. And once you go over to all-time greats over here, you can see the one we're going to be using is called 100% AFK Skills with a Z2. So that'll be the one. You can go ahead and click on that. And then once you're here, we're going to choose our 5 Turbo from Renault. And we'll get loaded up and get this started. Okay, so we are in. Now, the whole point of this is not to win the race. You can just go ahead and take your time. Now, I'm going to show you very briefly, even though it doesn't really matter what my setup is for legit races because I'm not that good of a racer. So I use this setup for my legit races, and I do kind of open it up a little bit for those money races. And hopefully that's something I'll be showing you in a future video. But I digress. Let's get started with this matter, with this particular method. So we'll go ahead to start race event. And we're off to the races. By the way, I'm really surprised how good this looks because I've got literally everything turned up to maximum. Anti-aliasing, all the quality meters, like basically everything's maxed out. And I'm running this on a 1080 Ti and an 8700K that's slightly overclocked, so that should be, you know, more than enough power to handle it. But yeah, it looks really good. I love the way the game sounds too. Honestly, the music is absolutely incredible, and there's so many times where I just sat there and listened to the music. So we're almost there. Now we're going to be coming around the final corner, and this is the part to be paying attention here. So what you'll want to do is cross through the first 2 checkpoints that you see here. So here's the first one, and then you got the second one. Now, you're not going to be able to back up to that first checkpoint. You're going to have to let it reset you, and then you put it in reverse and go all the way back to that first checkpoint. And you kind of have to haul ass, otherwise it's going to teleport you again. Now, once you've done that, you want to kind of come over to the right-hand side here, and you want to roll all the way down to just beyond this second checkpoint here. Now, what you do is up to you, but what I personally do, what personally works for me, is to back up just within a few feet of that checkpoint, and then pull forward just a little bit. And what that's going to do is going to stick that tire out, so you can see that tire sticking out there. And that's the optimum angle to be at. Now, most videos don't talk about this, and they kind of let you figure it out on your own. The reason why I'm parked here is a very specific reason. It's so that I can get a good amount of multiplier while still being able to bank my points. The reason why you want to bank your points is because if you don't bank your points, you're eventually going to go over about 70k, which is how much you need to get 10 skill points. And unfortunately, you don't get any more than 10 skill points no matter how high you go. So you want to bank your points even if they don't get up to 70k. This is something that's going to give you a lot more points over a period of time. Let's say if you go to school or to work, or maybe you just go take a nap. As you can see there, it just banked 21,350. So that's, you know, pretty much half a skill point right there in just a matter of a few seconds. If you don't do this and you get a little bit too close to the cars, you're not going to be able to bank your skill points, and so you'll come back after about 12 hours of an activity. Your game will still be running, and you'll have maybe millions of points, but it's only going to get you 10 skill points. And so you also want to make sure that if you're on the Xbox One that you hook up your controller to a USB cable and take the batteries out in order to prevent the controller from turning off on its own and triggering the pause menu as you see here. Now if you're on PC, I'm not sure if you've been paying attention to the bottom left of the screen there, but all you need to do is move around the menu with the arrow keys on your keyboard to trigger Forza into thinking that you're going to be using your keyboard to race. As soon as you use your Xbox controller to move any of the menus, then it goes back to, you know, believing that you're using the gamepad. And if you've got batteries in the gamepad, and basically the game will pause as soon as the gamepad goes to sleep. So you'll want to make sure to play around with the arrow keys on your keyboard. You can see the confirmation on the bottom left where you can see all the controls resembling keyboard keys. And then as soon as you do that, just press the escape key and do not touch your gamepad. At that point, once the gamepad goes to sleep, you're okay, because Forza still thinks you're racing with your keyboard. So that's it, guys. Really, really easy. I hope you liked the video. We're just going to hit a few wheel spins here, because one of the things you'll notice is that if you can successfully leave this overnight, you will get many, many wheel spins. And you'll probably want to use those to get a little bit more cash. And what's cool is that you can also go ahead and buy the Porsches, which I'm going to show you the Porsche Method now. But you don't necessarily need to do that, because the wheel spins can give you quite a bit of money. So if you want to use the Porsche Method, it's basically doubling your money each time you buy a Porsche. And I'm going to show you what you need to do. You'll want to go over to the auto show here, and go ahead and click on view all, and then you can use the menu button just to the left of the Xbox button to select the manufacturer list. And we're going to go ahead and select Porsche, maybe towards the bottom here. There it is. And then you'll want to scroll over to the right hand side, and you'll be looking for this car, which is the 911 Turbo 3.3. And there's a very special reason why you want this car and only this car. So we're going to go ahead and buy this. I'm just going to pick a livery. Doesn't really matter. That purple one looks cool. Okay, it's 150 grand. So you got to make sure you have at least that amount of money to get started, especially if you're a new player. It doesn't take that long to get. But, you know, especially as a new player, this method will really amplify the amount of cash you can have. So once you've bought the car, and it is a pretty car, you'll want to go over to your car masteries. So we're going to get out of this menu. Oops. Okay, and then we go over to garage and down to car mastery. So as you can see here, they are there's a few car mastery points, but we want to go all the way up the left hand side, which is going to cost us a total of 19 points. As you can see there, we started with $9.99, so you can do this quite a few times once you do the overnight method that I mentioned just a little earlier in the video. And once you buy this last one here, you're going to be getting 300 grand. So you're basically getting 150 grand for free. Now, what you can do as well is once you've done this, you can also try to sell the car on the auction house. You don't have to if you're, okay with getting 150 grand per Porsche. That's fine. You can always just remove them from your garage. But there's no reason why you shouldn't want to get a little bit more out of your car. You can easily get, one of those cars to sell for about 100 grand because it's quite a bit cheaper than the 150, and it includes all the skill perks, all the skill points, right? So it's worth a shot to sell it on the auction house. I'm gonna just switch over to my Agera here, just so I can sell the Porsche. So we go back now to our auction house, and then we're gonna go ahead and select Porsche. Okay, and then we've got our 3.3 turbo. There it is. We go ahead and auction that off. And I'm gonna probably want to try to sell it for about 100 grand here. That's about 50 grand short of what you can get it at the auto show. There's really no reason why somebody wouldn't want to buy it, especially since they'll have all the perks unlocked. So if they actually want to use the car for racing, it'll be a pretty good deal for them, and we'll be able to get some money back, netting approximately 250k if we can sell this for 100. So it'll be good for everybody. So we're gonna go ahead and put it up for auction, and that's gonna be it. So if you guys liked the video, please make sure to hit the like button. If you disliked it, hit dislike. What I would appreciate more than anything, guys, if you did happen to find this video by accident and it helped you in any way, do tell your friends about it. It's something that hopefully will not get patched, but I just wanted to put out a concise and quick video, not anything that I've seen online. I mean, I've seen very long videos of 20-30 minutes going to great lengths to explain the same thing that I've just explained here. So I hope you liked the video, and thank you very, very much for watching. Now, just for a little bit of fun at the end here, we're going to go ahead and check out the wheel spins, because I got a few of those. So we'll see if we can get anything good. Alright, let's do the regular wheel spin first. I have 5 of these, but this morning when I woke up, I had about 53, which was insane. I had bought a house as well. That's a cool car. And so I didn't really have a whole lot of money. I think I had about 200 or 300 grand. And then after the 53 wheel spins, I ended up having nearly 5 million, as you can see in the top right hand corner there. There's an easy 90 grand. Very nice. And this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about, guys. You can get some really cool, vanity items, but you can also have a pretty good crack at getting, a good amount of money as well. So go ahead and check out the Super. We got 2 spins with that. Okay, Epic Horn, 10 grand, and looks like an emote. And nice, we got the Celine 7. That's a sweet looking car, man. I like those kind of old style supercars. They look really nice. Alright guys, again, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. See ya.